If I could wave the magic wand for you, we would have a list of 200 people that you already have a pre-existing relationship with.
There are millions of real estate investors out there, and most are stuck with just a couple of properties. They want financial freedom, but their small portfolio ends up costing them more in time, effort, and money than it's worth. Getting out of the rat race seems harder than ever. This show will help you do more deals, better deals, and bigger deals. Finally, you'll be able to reach your income and lifestyle goals. How? By attracting and leveraging private money partners and their capital. Now get ready to raise more money, because here's your host, Dave Dubeau.
Well, hey there, this is Dave Dubeau, and welcome to episode number 1 of the How to Raise Capital 101 show for real estate investors. Very excited to have you with this first episode, because what I'm doing is I'm getting things off to a great start with a little mini 9-part course all about what we call our money partner formula, how to take you from never having raised any capital before for your real estate deals to bringing on your first 6 figures in a matter of weeks and even 7 figures in a matter of months. So that's what this is all about. And episode number 1 is where we're going to really dial in on who is your ideal prospective investor, who is the ideal target group of people that we want to focus on when it comes to raising capital, because I want to make sure that you get off to a great start and that you find the easiest, fastest, safest capital first to get you started with. And again, this is how you're going to be able to raise those 6 figures in a matter of weeks and 7 figures in a matter of months for your real estate deals. So this is the overview of the money partner formula. We've got the foundational phase, the launch phase, and the leverage phase. Today, we're going to dive into the foundation phase, specifically how to create this target group of your ideal prospective investors. I call this your Dream 200 list of investor prospects. That's what we want to create. If I could wave the magic wand for you, we would have a list of 200 people that you already have a pre-existing relationship with, right? Because if you think about it, when it comes to raising capital, if somebody's going to invest $50, $75, $100,000 with you or more, they're going to need to know you, like you, and trust you with their money. And who I'm going to show you to focus on here first are your ideal prospective investors. Let me tell you a little story about how I learned this the hard way, because I'm going to share the stuff that works well and the stuff that didn't work for me. So when I was first trying to raise capital, like many people, I'd fallen for that old thing, hey, just find a good deal and the money will find you. So like many people, I'd self-financed my first couple of properties, ran out of cash, ran out of credit, and that's when I decided that I needed to start raising capital. And of course, that's exactly when the perfect deal landed on my plate. And there I was. I had this deal under contract. I think I had about 10 business days to remove subjects on this property. And that's when I started scrambling to raise capital. And I'd heard, hey, you know what? Pick up the phone, start dialing for dollars. So I started dialing for dollars, didn't raise any money, got rejected a lot. I heard, hey, go out and turn every conversation into a real estate conversation. So I went out and started networking with the local BNI, Chamber of Commerce, Toastmasters, wherever they'd let me in the door. I tried my 30-second elevator pitch and raised absolutely $0. So the time went by. I got more and more desperate. The desperation kept oozing from me. I kept thinking, hey, anybody and everybody would be a good prospective investors. Lost that deal. I wasn't able to close on time. Had to back out of it. Got some major egg on my face. And that's when I decided, you know what, I got to really dial in this whole raising capital thing. So fortunately, there's a much better way. Here's an example. This is one of our clients, Rita. Rita was very nervous about raising capital in the first place. And she followed this process and worked with us. And we were able to get her some massive response right off the get-go by focusing on people in her existing network, her pre-existing relationships. And so she said to me, hey, Dave, just about everyone responded. They write me beautiful, long emails, invite me out for coffee. I've easily answered 50 of them so far, all very genuine. I couldn't believe the response. So this shows you that this is the ideal target group of people to focus on. So who are they? Who are these people? Well, these are people that are in your existing network. These are people you already have a pre-existing relationship with. So friends, family members, co-workers, business associates, people you know from church, people you know from civic organizations, people from from the PTA or your kids' baseball team, whatever it is. You know them, they know you. You've got that pre-existing relationship there. So we want to come up with a list of approximately 200 of these people. Now, if you're going, Dave, I don't know 200 people. How am I going to think up 200 people? That's impossible. No, it isn't. It's actually quite easy. Here's what we do with our clients. Instead of having to think up 200 people, would it be a lot easier if we started with 1,000 people and whittled it down to 200 people? Well, that's exactly what we do. So we extract all of the contacts from your cell phone, your email contacts, your LinkedIn contacts, your Facebook contacts, whatever you're on, if you're on Twitter, if you're on TikTok, whatever social media platform you're on, we gather all of those contacts and then we put them into one place and then whittle it down to 200 people. It's so much easier than thinking them up in the first place. So once we've got that list of a couple hundred people, now what do we do with them? Well, the next thing we want to do is put them into a CRM system, a customer relationship management system. This is a CRM. This is a software, an online software typically, where you can put all of your contacts and you can very, very systematically work with those contacts. You can keep track of people. You can email people from your CRM. It's a great place to keep everybody in one place and keep everything organized so you don't have to find different things in different places. So that's the key, is to have them all put up in that CRM system. So here's a great example I'm going to share with you now. This is one of our clients, Shyam, and we went through this whole process of creating his dream 200 list. He actually had a few less than 200 people on his list, and then reconnecting with them in the first place before we started talking about real estate investing. We'll get much more into this in episode number episode number 4 is where we're going to dive into the warm-up campaign. But this is going to give you a really good idea of how powerful this is, how powerful this can be for you when you actually do this as well. So have a listen to this, and we'll see you after this case study.
I think something just explodes, and then say, "Geez, what's happening now?" It's like,
so what's exploding for you and Jane?
Lots of things. It's been like 1 week since we sent the email. Lots of people came back, responded, and they were sharing their personal stories.
Just remind me, how many people did you have on your contact list, you and Jane?
So we went to 180.
And about how many people replied to that first email?
About, I would say, more than 60%. Yeah.
60%?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes.
Well, over 100 replies. 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like half of them came back saying, you've got involved into real estate, and that's great. We would like to talk to you about real estate. Former employers. We haven't kept in touch for almost 6 years or whatever. And he reached out, actually asking me to meet. Like, he sent me like his availability. We know are very interested, because when they replied, they said they would like to hear about it. They were excited. So we spent like almost 1 hour talking about it. And so they are all on board. Like 2 of them, they are going to.
I want to make sure that you've got some tangible to-dos from participating in this little mini course. So here's what you're going to be doing when it comes to this first session, this first creating your dream 200 list of investor prospects. So don't worry too much about details. Just go ahead and figure out how many contacts you have in the first place. So take your cell phone, take a look at your contacts in there, scroll down to the very bottom. It should give you the total number there. Jot that down. So if it's 250 contacts on your phone or 2,000 contacts on your phone, whatever it is, don't worry about the number. Just jot it down. And then the same thing with your social media accounts. So if you're on Facebook, how many Facebook friends do you have? If you're on LinkedIn, how many LinkedIn connections do you have? If you're on Twitter, how many Twitter whatevers do you have? Whatever your social media is, figure out how many contacts you have there. Don't worry about sifting, sorting, filtering them just yet. Just come up with the number, and that's going to show you that this whole thing of creating a list of 200 prospects is probably going to be a lot easier than you thought in the first place. All right, now let's get you ready for the next step. For our next episode number 2, we're going to take a look at how to create your investor marketing hub. And this is going to be beautiful, because this is going to take care of 90% of the work for you. This is going to help you get people educated, qualified, and predisposed to working with you. And this is the second part of this foundational phase of the whole Money Partner formula. So check it out, and I'll see you on the next episode.
This episode is brought to you by MoneyPartnerFormula.com. Our Money Partner Formula service allows you to raise all the private capital you need to do all the deals you want while we handle the hard stuff. We offer reliable and affordable done-for-you marketing services that get you investor meetings booked without all the work. So go ahead and check out the website right now, and then feel free to schedule a call with me, and let's take your portfolio to the next level. Again, that's MoneyPartnerFormula.com. Watch investor meetings pop up in your calendar. We handle the rest.